And one last thing about Akhenaten that you need to understand, he is commerce. His blood bleeds out money. There's Egypt, ancient Egypt was the wealthiest country for millennia on this planet. He's owed money. That's what he is. That's why he lives on top of the Federal Reserve Building. His temple's on top of the Federal Reserve Building. That's where his heaven is. His seat of heaven is on top of the Federal Reserve Building in a plush temple-style penthouse. Yes. And he turns to War Machine because he's able to finance it. He owns every army on this planet he can command when it's not under the command of a different deity. But the United States Army is his army. They let him command it because he wins wars. That's what he does, and he does it through flashing his American Express. You know, he can fund a war so he can keep them going on forever and forever and forever and forever because he bleeds out commerce. That is who Akhenaten is. He's a wealthy, beyond wealthy, he's above the 1% wealthy. He's contained by the Federal Reserve Building. Tutmosis on Neo Dynasty 18, Tutmosis, he is contained by the President of the United States. He's who contains him as the Commander-in-Chief. But who contains Akhenaten is the Federal Reserve. And that's who the Greenberg, I want to put him on there, a mask of him and animate him, and he's who he talks to, and that's who contains him. That's who tells him his rules he's got to follow, like his parole officer or something like that. He's a supervision officer. That's who it is. It's the little guy Greenberg that runs the Federal Reserve. That's what I gave him. That's his little character on there. He's the man that reprimands, mentors, and punishes and contains Akhenaten, God in the image of the sun disk, but he's also the second coming. So he has to be contained and he has to be nurtured and groomed to be in a modern society. Not where one of our favorite things like deities, when they're in war, when he's War Machine, he can cast plague, he can cast famine, he can cast insanity, he can cast genocide. That's one of the things that they absolutely are on alert for 24 hours a day, because when those deities, when they get drunk, they get high, they get inebriated, they will go and perform genocide. That's something that they do, and they can't help it because they are deities. That's what deities do. They perform those type of things. So that's the storyline. That's what happens. Those are the characters, and that is Horus Akhenaten on YouTube Video Game Store.